to the King James Virgin, where each and every week my friends Alan and Adam recount Bible stories from their childhoods to me. I've never heard them before. My name is Nick.
I'm Alan.
And I'm Adam.
So we're back from the break.
In
the break episode. So basically we
didn't take a break.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
There's no real break. We took a break from Samuel to talk about the Ark and the Tabernacle. And then we forgot that the Bible battle bracket would like fall right in between it.
Yep.
Yeah. So we took a break from our tangent and now we're back to the tangent.
Yep.
Yes.
And then next week we'll be back to the original thread.
Right.
Wow.
This is like Fringe in the later seasons when you just like started going into the other universe and you couldn't remember. So you had to look at the sky. And if there was blimps in the sky, oh, you were in the alternate universe. And yeah.
Or if the Statue of Liberty was still shiny.
Right. Or wasn't it bronze?
Well, I think it's just like polished copper. Maybe it was bronze. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. There's
Nick has no idea what we're talking about.
not a big J.J. Abrams fan.
It's kind of a good show.
The first couple seasons are great, but then they kind of...
It is truly amazing to me how many times on this show you two are talking about something, not the Bible, that I don't know.
So is that the conceit of the show? It's not
Pretty much
not the Bible. It's that let's find a piece of media that Nick has never...
And you don't have to try hard. Like it's usually like the first or second reference that you make. I'm out.
To be fair, like...
Yeah, we've been friends 18 years.
That'll do it.
No.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Wow. Probably getting
about 2002?
really close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 2003.
Were you guys
Maybe
watching
2003.
Fringe together?
No.
I don't think
rats.
so.
I don't think so either.
I think my seasons of Fringe DVDs are sitting on your dad's bookshelf for some reason. I
Probably
just saw
loaned it
them
to
the
him
other day.
and he hasn't watched them.
Yeah, he wouldn't like it. Anyway, so 2 weeks ago, we talked about the tabernacle.
Yeah.
And so let's kind of like, let's go back through that because this is like the Russian nesting dolls. Like it's like a thing
Yeah,
inside
totally.
a thing inside a thing. So you remember the tabernacle was 50 by 100 cubits. Big,
This is taking too long. We gotta like snap through this. We gotta like blast through this.
Wow.
big billowy curtains. And then we go into like goat skins dyed red and there's like gold shit everywhere and bread.
Too much. It's you gotta go like you've got
It's too much, and he didn't even mention the leper holes or scapegoat.
true. You got hold on. Yeah, the leper holes and the scapegoat were by far the coolest part of it. But it's altar, hand washing station, holy place, and inside the holy place you got candlestick, menorah, you got big ass pile of bread, incense, and then
Another
the most
curtain.
holy.
Yeah.
With like purple threads.
Right.
That's right. Okay, I forgot. Nick or Alan is right. There is like the what was the colors like blue and purple and
It's like indigo, purple, and red, but then a gold cherubim embroidered on the curtains.
Everywhere.
Which is never in the like
no.
recreations.
And
of
when
it.
they do, they're like the bullshit cherubim, not the.
We did go ahead and watch a YouTube recreation after the episode end.
all these side tangent, all these religious.
Wait, hold on one second. Adam, do we have time for a side tangent?
Sure.
Okay.
Fuck you both. No, every time.
Hold on. You're gonna give me
Every time
credit.
religious people build like like a very earnest full size replica of something like the Ark or the Tabernacle, like
Yeah.
I both hate it and want to go there
Yeah.
at the same time.
No, I get it.
But they're all in Arkansas for some reason.
It's
so far.
It's a confluence of religion and area. I think.
And time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like can't there be one in like North Seattle?
I mean, there is a not really.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is an ark. It's not really.
Oh, the one attached to the church?
Yeah. And
yeah.
Just like a half hour away. Yeah, I do
They got
really
fake
want
palm trees around that.
I've
arc.
heard it's really boring inside,
I graduated, or my graduation ceremony was in that church.
but probably not in the Ark.
No, it was closed. We tried to get in.
It's a surprisingly
a bummer.
good-looking fake boat.
Yeah. The outside seems.
It's the children's wing.
yeah,
of
it's
the
basically
church?
where all their Sunday schools are, I believe.
Nick
Lost
knows what we're talking
opportunity
about.
to have a petting zoo.
100%.
Yeah.
If and when the Christian religion fizzles and dies, if that doesn't become a petting zoo, like what are we doing with
The fact that
world?
churches went to having coffee available to make you come and didn't go to like baby goats, that's a misstep.
Yeah.
That gets butts and seats, man. Some little donks and baby
Also,
goats.
just like do a passion play every week.
yeah, like they should copy
Murder Jesus.
and also like the Japanese cafes. Like if you could like pet an owl during the ceremony.
Sure. I'm sorry. I'm still held up on coffee to make you come.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus is coming soon.
Get that heart rate up.
Yeah. As I'm sitting here sipping
Sipping
coffee,
coffee.
just looking at you guys doughy-eyed.
Is that what's about to happen? 'Cause I didn't
So
realize.
we're inside a tent, inside a wall
Great.
of tent.
And then later they built walls on the outside, like wood walls on the outside of that left the actual canvas tent.
Oh,
I think we briefly covered that.
It's linen, Adam.
I'm sorry, linen. Are canvas and linen made from the same thing?
Well,
They're both cotton, right? Cotton.
jeez.
I'm sure. Okay. So let's talk about the ark. Finally.
Now you know how I feel when I ask a question on this show.
That's fair.
Moving on.
So I feel like the heat is getting to us.
Yeah.
It is. It is hot in
Yeah,
here.
it's that guy also rocking the blues outside. That it's just
There's a gentleman shredding a brand new electric guitar.
shredding is being generous.
No, it does sound like he is physically shredding it.
Yeah, the heat's definitely get to us. Ark of the Covenant. All of you know what it looks like because you've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Except for those are like pretty angels, and this should be some like mythical beast.
100% agree. But like you get the general.
Though in the YouTube recreation, it was the movie version of the Ark.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Given that. Yes. Sorry. I don't know what I heard, but I heard you say like in the movie it was the movie's version. I was like, yeah, of course it was the movie.
So after our episode
yes.
last week, we made Nick watch a YouTube of some dude who recreated the tabernacle in full, like 1-to-1
I think
scale.
we actually talked about it a bit
Okay.
on the podcast. I was
With the like
recapping it.
drone flyover and stuff.
It's pretty rad.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Here's the thing, like Alan, you were saying that you know every time you see it, you both hate it and wish you could go to it. I feel like that kind of defines like my whole experience with cosplay. I feel like very much along the lines like I want to I feel uncomfortable with it, but I also like really gravitate towards it because you guys know that I like almost killed myself in Samuel cosplay.
Tiny baby Samuel Ropes.
Like so. You know,
Sure.
The cosplay runs deep in my,
Yeah.
you know, in my blood, but also.
But so does the risk.
So does the risk is huge and the shame is huge.
Oh.
All of these things are huge.
Somebody buy this man a Samuel rope.
No,
so he can go to Comic-Con.
Oh, remember,
Can you imagine? Who
Adam
are
is
you?
anti-rope.
Samuel? I am.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently.
we will talk about like everything that the priests are wearing at some point. It's
Great.
It's a lot.
Ark of the Covenant.
Just 1 second.
It's gold.
This podcast brought to you by kombucha.
So what's interesting is like there are different accounts of different wood that it's made out of.
Oh, so it is made out of wood.
Yeah, of course.
Gold covered
It's not
wood.
solid gold.
Okay.
4 dudes lift it.
Well, okay. Looking at the Ark of the Covenant,
Yeah.
Again, my knowledge of this is strictly movie based.
Yeah. But I will say that those seem to be fairly accurate.
Sure. And having no biblical knowledge whatsoever, this seems like the weight given to it makes it seem like a magically like divine item that it just exists that was never made or whatever, you know, so like that's why I
see what
would
you're
presume
saying.
that it was like solid gold or whatever.
Well, it's not. It's,
Great.
It's made of
Some guy made
How
it.
did you say that again? Acacia wood. Acacia wood.
And it's acknowledged in the Bible, just some guy made it.
Well, it was they not some guy, like it was
A couple. It's either a couple artisans or Moses by himself, depending on which book of the Bible you're in, because the Bible loves to contradict itself. I like the idea of like Moses like making a tent and being like, guys, get out of here. I'm making this thing.
Right.
Just like Moses is a spoiled prince and a shepherd and like a master woodworker and goldsmith.
But also occasionally, like he's in this little tent and you're hearing like, God, son of a, yeah, bitch. Ow.
It's like, guys, wait a minute. I'm smelting.
right.
Right, yeah.
But no, it's like they had
Okay.
It's a big craft project that the entire group did together.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, like these were all like construction workers.
It actually
theoretically.
lists 2 specific guys who make the art.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were talking about how like it's this big important thing, and you're like, I mean, like the Bible speaks of the ark leveling mountains and laying waste to entire regions. Like an army that carried the ark before it was invincible, and so like,
Except that one time.
well, except that one time. But it's like it's this epic thing, and you're right. Like it does feel like it just like popped into existence, and there is precedent for things just popping into an existence,
And nobody's allowed to see it except for the high priest, right? Because it's in a thing.
So they can see it when it's not in the most holy place. When they're traveling with it, it is
It's
out.
still covered.
Is it covered?
It's covered. Yeah.
I didn't remember that, but I mean, I believe that you're right.
I'm almost positive it's covered.
The biggest part, the part isn't the ark itself. The thing that's worrisome about it is the presence of God. That's what's going to kill you. Also, like in Raiders, I feel like we should address this. It wasn't the opening of the ark that was the problem.
I see.
Like they made that big, that was the deal that then, you know, the creepy angel of death or whatever comes streaming out of it. That part doesn't seem to be biblical, but
I mean, that would kill you.
sure.
If some dude wandered into the Holy of Holies and just like
Popped it
opened
open.
her up, like
But he wouldn't even get to it.
that's true. He'd be killed earlier.
Yeah.
But he would melt like what, Play-Doh, plastic.
Yeah. Toft, I think the character's name is.
Well, I was just going for like how he physically melted.
He was trying to
like
come
wax.
up with the name. He
Wax.
thought it might be Play-Doh.
Plato.
The character Play-Doh.
The philosopher Plato, when he dies in Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's been a while since I've seen this movie.
It has been a few years. But yeah, so let's talk about the top of it and then what's inside of it.
Okay.
Do you remember?
There's two angels on top of it.
And
Fuck. Is that the mercy seat?
yes,
Okay. Which is just a flat spot, right?
it's just a flat spot. I mean, if
But it's
this,
called the mercy seat.
Right.
and it's where the presence of God dwells.
Right.
That's his seat.
Yeah, like
See,
a little glowing. Well, but it's like a
see-
hovery orb.
Right. Okay. I was going
Okay.
to ask Alan, how do you picture it in your, like, to me, it's a ball. It's like an energy ball.
But that's what you picture. Is that what is said? Like in the Bible, it says that there's
I
a.
believe it's just the
presence of God dwells there or something like
Okay.
that. But it could just be like
They also talk about brilliance and like the blinding light of
Yeah.
it. So like that.
it could be that tattooed hot old man just like sitting there nude.
Fuck yeah.
That Adam thinks
Nick
got
Wooster?
Nick Wooster.
Nick Wooster is just sitting on the chair, not chair of mercy. What's it called? Fucking
I feel like it's not very godlike to wear clothes. Like it should
No,
be
of
more
course.
like
Dr. Manhattan. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's,
Okay.
That is the precedent. That is what we're going with.
Or
So-
like,
Well, and in the beginning, like Adam and Eve didn't wear clothes either. Like
and they were made after God. So there
Exactly.
you go. They only wore clothes because of shame.
exactly.
So God's nude. Glad we established
I'm wearing
that.
my shame
Got it.
pants and my shame shirt right now, and
But the presence of God is only there when it's in the place.
Correct. Thank you,
Right.
Nick, for bringing us back from
from where the hell?
Schwang
Yeah, yeah.
dongs.
Yeah,
When they're
correct.
traveling with it, even though it's covered,
It leaves.
The presence of God is.
It leaves so that they can then pack it up and
Yeah, yeah.
move it.
But he's a giant pillar of fire
Right, right.
or
cloud.
cloud,
yeah. Okay.
Depending on the time
Got
of
it.
day.
like a dust devil.
Yeah, the
That'll
holy
kill
dust
ya.
devil. I mean, it doesn't seem. It's not like violently moving. It seems like it's just this like big cumulus cloud blocking the sun.
Sure.
You know, because it's the middle of the desert.
So if God's on
probably
top,
just-
I mean, what's the big deal? Like, what do you need inside?
So inside are the
We got
original.
some relics.
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
like a handful of things.
Catholic shit.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
or where Catholics got the idea for this shit.
In reality, probably details added later shit.
So things that probably weren't in there.
So in Exodus, there's only one thing in there.
The Ten Commandments.
Correct.
The actual physical
Rock tablets.
rock tablets, which we will cover because it's a thing.
Yeah, of course.
But like,
And then later on in Hebrews, there are two other things in there.
I want to say like a jar of manna.
Correct.
Okay, and then the third one I don't know.
Aaron's budded rod.
Oh, it's right.
So
I don't remember why.
the dragon stick.
oh yeah.
But it also budded with almond flowers.
Right. It like
Since they're
it.
they have an almond flower motif
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
By
tabernacle.
the way, I looked them up. They're beautiful, but kind of like nondescript.
yeah, they look like pear or cherry blossoms.
Yeah.
Like kind of just
Yeah.
White
whitish
flower.
pink.
Yeah.
It's very nice. It's a very like
haven't-
grandmothery motif to go.
Yeah.
All this gold
And-
and like flowers.
And
like,
I get it. Like if a dead stick just suddenly like started sprouting flowers, that would be incredible.
I don't know. I don't remember why though.
I don't remember why either.
with it, we will probably run across why his stick.
We'll have to look it up because I do. Once you said that, I do remember that being
I
a
think
thing.
it actually grew almonds too.
Yeah, that sounds like a thing.
Yeah.
And then they milked them and made the first almond latte.
That's why they're so expensive.
Exactly. And we haven't covered manna.
I was just going to say, should I know what a jar of mana is?
No. So
Aside from blue stuff you use to cast spells.
right, which I believe
it in-
actually this is where like the magic
Great.
mana comes from. This
absolutely.
I'm 90% sure is from that. But do we want to cover mana at all, or do we want to just like?
I think we'll go back and do a life in the desert.
I'm going to do
sorta
a
thing.
quick like.
Yeah.
Manna was a food source that God provided daily for the children of Israel. And it had a couple of properties. First of all,
We're going into the rules.
I'm going to do a little bit of the rules.
That's fair.
But just because the jar.
He asked.
The first of it is that it will only last 24 hours before spoiling.
Okay.
Like wormy spoiling,
Wormy
right?
like nasty. It's except on the Sabbath. So the stuff you collect on Friday, you collect double amount, and on Saturday it will stay longer, but Sunday morning it's bad.
Yeah.
And so, well, actually Saturday sundown would technically be bad, but no
Sure.
one gives a shit. So that's like, those are the stipulations.
Okay.
With this exception of this one jar, and I think it's the first mana if I remember right.
I don't remember.
But anyway, the idea is like it's a jar of unspoiled mana as a symbol that God will provide.
I see. But this is one of the things that was also added later.
The fact that it's
We don't know it's actually
the
in there.
covenant or in the ark.
Okay. I see.
And it's kind of weird because like this is both like a chest and a seat. Like I don't. It seems like they put a few too many things into one.
And okay, I mean, the idea that I understand that it's a large group of people,
Yeah.
but they're, setting the big tent show up and tearing it down,
Yep.
packing around with them. And they've got this giant thing
Full of rocks.
It's got, giant stone tablets inside.
Yeah.
They got to be pretty big because they're written with his finger.
That's God's finger.
Right.
Well, that's a big finger.
Well, is it?
Oh,
or
it's
is
a
it
big
any
finger.
size?
No, it's a big one.
I feel like it can like Dr. Manhattan as well.
No, it's the biggest capital B finger.
Okay. Fair enough.
That makes sense. Nick would know.
Yep.
I mean, your
Thank you for deferring to me on this
opinion
one.
on this is as good as ours.
I should also mention that it's often called the Ark of the Testimony
Oh,
because of the
Ten
tablets.
Commandments.
Because in movie world,
Yeah.
when they're carrying this around,
Yes.
it has the
Wood bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Same thing.
Do 4 people carry it or do 2?
Correct. 4 people typically, but in the canonical movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, they like only Sala and Indy would actually go down because of the snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Yeah.
In the floor, and they're the asps, very dangerous.
Yes.
You're like, I'm gonna get as many Raiders quotes into this thing as I can.
Into it.
Hey, I sent you a Raiders themed joke. Of
It was
my
great
kid today.
and the light was really the thing. What was it reflecting something?
So my son was building a giant Duplo tower, and it was honestly,
it was huge.
it's heavy. It like weighs as much as he
Sounds like an
does.
affront to God.
Yep. But the skylight was bouncing the light off the gold, like the yellow bricks top of it, and just lighting his face up. And he had this like look of concentration.
It looks like
It
Bellic.
looked like
That's very funny.
the swapping the idol.
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, it did that too.
great.
I was thinking like when right before that, like right as they're opening up and Bellic in the full like gear.
Oh, so you say my son's a Nazi?
Nazi sympathizer.
Okay.
Bellic isn't a full Nazi. He just only works
Sorry,
with them
Alan,
because
son,
of,
you're canceled. It's
Yeah.
an early age, but
Can't we
canceled.
cancel Adam first?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I feel like you're-
Sorry, Adam.
All right.
No, I'm not sorry. You're canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, but the pole, I should mention the
was
poles.
due.
Like the poles are part of the arc. They're not.
I was imagined.
Oh, are they
so.
not?
I was
thought
imagined. that
They are part of it.
Correct. You don't like store the poles somewhere. Like they are part of it.
It seems still pretty heavy for 4 dudes. I do not envy the 4 dudes that have to carry that.
Well, first of all, it's not real. And then second of all,
Hold on. It could be real.
it's probably not real. I'll get into that a little later, like what they think it might have been. But
the back half of this is an episode of Mythbusters.
ooh, R.I.P.
Grant Imahara, rest in peace.
It's literally what I just said.
Well, I thought you were RIP-ing the show.
No.
You didn't say Grant.
I feel like people would understand what I meant. Let's see. You shall overlay it with pure gold. Inside and out, you shall overlay it. It's a little redundant.
Yeah.
You shall make a molding of gold all around it. You shall cast 4 rings of gold for it. Put them in the 4 corners. 2 rings on one side, 2 on the other side. I mean, duh. That's pretty
right.
obvious.
Well,
You shall make
early days of instruction.
You should make pole. Yeah, this isn't like a slimmed like IKEA manual.
Right. They haven't like God doesn't have an editor. Needed one several times.
Pudgy
should
white
make
guy
poles
scratching his head with tools.
And overlay them with gold. Put the poles and the rings on the sides that they may be carried. The poles shall be in the rings. We just said that. They shall not be taken from it.
Oh, okay. So there it is. So like they put the pole in the ring and never take it out.
Oh, wait. They give measurements for the mercy seat. 2.5 cubits in length and a half cubit in width. So it's like 3 feet by a foot and a half. It's a bench. It's a mercy bench.
2.5 cubits. Isn't a cubit like longer than a meter?
No, cubit's like a...
Here we go again.
A forearm?
Fuck me. Megan, how many times have we looked up cubits?
We've only looked it up the once. That's the problem is we keep bullshitting the rest of the time.
18 inches. It's forearm.
Okay. So 36 inches wide by 9 inches deep.
Yeah. It's a bench.
Yeah. But
It's a mercy bench.
I would say that's a pretty narrow, like 9 inches is not a lot of space for your ass.
Well, he's got a pert, firm butt.
And small. It's not also insignificant. It
But
could
wide.
be right. But maybe wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a
right.
wide, slim butt.
Yeah.
Weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, those are weird measurements.
Yeah.
Or is that just like how much room he wants between the angel wings?
God's wearing those
So he's not like hunched over.
Or just,
fig
like,
bottom
squeezed in.
jeans.
Yeah, maybe he gesticulates a lot when he talks, and so he doesn't want to whack the wings, and so that's why he's like, make sure I got clearance on either side.
So you're saying that the seat would be good for you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got like, like I got a huge ass, so like,
Adam's got back.
right. Yeah.
like the depth is not great for me, but the width is probably not too bad.
I do find it strange, like imagining, just pretending this is all real, imagining a human person
Just sitting.
just sitting on it. You're like kicking your legs like
Yeah,
a
totally.
kid sitting on the edge of a dock.
Waiting for the one person that can come see you to
Like
walk in.
once a year.
Right.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Oh, is it that day already? It's just weird.
I got nothing. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Let's go back to glowing orb.
Yeah. Glowing orb makes more sense.
Like Hal, but
Yeah, but it's like a gold white in my mind.
oh, of course.
Yeah.
With fuzzy edges. Not like Hal, but also like Hal trying
when
to
it
kill you.
talks, it like pulses to the syllables.
Like Hal.
Like Hal.
And we're back to Hal.
It doesn't matter.
So yeah, that's the Ark of the Covenant. I mean, really, what you saw in Raiders isn't crazy wrong.
Well, I will.
Do they have the poles on Raiders though? Because I
They
feel
have
like
to
it's-
add poles.
Oh, you're right, because it's in the crate.
They put it in the crate and they remove the poles and like,
Oh,
Adam, how many times have you seen Raiders of the Lost Ark?
oh, I have no idea. Like,
isn't there a reference to the Ark being in that warehouse at the beginning of the 4th Indiana Jones as well?
Yes,
The nuke the
there is.
fridge scene.
it's referenced in there. It's referenced in X-Files. It's referenced in a bunch of different things.
No, but I mean specifically Indiana Jones. The fact that they did recover it and it's in like a warehouse in,
Yeah.
in
Well, I mean,
Nevada.
well, not Nevada. Well, I mean, yes, it is in Nevada. That's right. Because no, they go past it in the opening scenes of the 4th one.
there's
They
like a-
literally go past it. And it's like you see it as they're going.
Yeah.
I forgot about. Yes, correct. But yeah, I mean, like you see that being at the end of Raiders, it being like truck.
I
off.
think I've seen Raiders maybe 6-ish times.
Adam, are we talking like more than 20?
probably around 20.
Okay. I've seen it exactly one time.
Really?
Yeah.
How long ago?
Not that long ago.
Okay.
That was one of those movies that I never saw growing up. That as an adult, I watched it.
How was it?
It's fine. I think I watched it while we were on vacation.
Oh, it's a good vacation movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know if it would like be as impactful as an adult.
I mean, those movies are still fun through the lens of like, oh, I wish that they still made movies like that.
Right. And like,
Like the practical effects, the stunts, and like that type of thing is
totally
delightful.
And I mean, like at this point, watching things that are derivatives of it, like being like, oh shit, that's where they got this, and this, and like everything, like the entire movie at this point, if you see it new, goes like, this feels super tired.
Yeah.
And because everybody has ripped it off in some way or another, which in and of itself, it is a ripoff of like the Saturday morning serials from the 30s and 40s. So like nothing's new.
Yeah. Crystal Skull was the first Indiana Jones movie I saw.
Oof.
Boy, I did see that when it came out.
I think I actually technically saw it twice in the theaters because I saw it first because I was stoked, and then we saw it when I was actually working on Race to Witch Mountain when it came out, and so a bunch of us working on the movie went and saw it, and we were like on location in Vegas, and we had a blast because we just started like yelling at the screen. I don't know if the other people in the theater liked it.
I'm sure they were thrilled.
Yeah. It was like a 11 a.m. showing or something like that.
It has moments of good movie.
Oh no, it's got great chunks, but it's like Steven Spielberg forgot how to make movies, and George Lucas like rubbed off on him. Like he just started using CG in the weirdest fucking places, and also like physics doesn't make sense for the whole monkey. So, like none of like. There are things like the fight with the ants. People complain like that's fucking solid. The stupid thing with the ants, great. The weird shit on the water, great. Even the stuff with the aliens isn't terrible. But
see, for some reason, the supernatural element in that movie doesn't hold up. Whereas, like, I'm fine with the Ark of the Covenant melting people's faces, but like the aliens at the end of that movie just felt like. I don't like a letdown,
but I don't like that they came together and then like and like took off. But like it being aliens isn't the problem. The problem for me is like it like with the Ark of the Covenant, it's still out there with what's the stones from Temple of Doom. I'm totally spacing on the stones. Whatever they are, like everything still is out there. Like in the chalice from the Grail is still out there. It just got re-lost essentially. Like the problem with the Crystal Skull is that like it combined and took off, and now it's like it completed itself. Also, Shia LaBeouf was a stupid fucking like.
Yeah, that was a weird moment, and like a brief moment too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
do we want to take a quick break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I start talking about Stargate for no reason whatsoever.
Okay. Yeah. Let's cut that off. We'll be right back here on the King James Virgin. And we're back here on the King James Virgin.
So there's quite a few fun theories on both where the Ark is today and whether the Ark existed at all, and if it was like simpler or different than it is described in the Bible. So I'm going to go into a couple of those.
We also didn't actually say what happened to it. Like history wise.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to do a quick, I can do that really quick.
Yeah, not the one that we're going to talk about next episode.
Correct. So there's two times that the Israelites lost the Ark.
Whoopsie.
And the big one we'll talk about next week.
Okay.
But the one where we like the last one where we don't know where it is. Remember how like Daniel and the Daniel Lion's Den and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and all that jazz was all in Babylon.
Yes.
So that's the Babylonian exile. Basically, when Babylon invaded, they ransacked Solomon's temple.
Okay.
Do you remember in the Daniel cartoon video how they went to the storage room and got the little chalices with the Star of David on it?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's from the temple.
Got it.
Yeah.
So the Ark was probably in that room.
So it's maybe
too.
in there.
Yeah.
You know, I probably should have paused it and looked and see if it was in there because I'll bet you it might have been in there.
It might have been.
Anyway, so
Moki would have like opened it up and
I know.
fell in or something.
That's true.
100% true. So during that raid, the Ark is lost. And the two main theories are either it was taken as spoils to Babylon, which kind of makes sense.
Sure.
Given that they didn't like that happened. The other one is that the priests went and hid it up either in the hills or just like outside.
The Nazi gold theory.
Exactly. It's very much a Nazi gold theory. Or like Confederate gold.
Sure, yeah.
Like in the Ironsides.
Yeah, Confederate submarines.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a Confederate submarine somewhere in the middle.
You know what? Nazi submarines for that matter.
Yeah, there's definitely a Nazi submarine.
There are submarines full of gold.
Yes. And if you're not looking for them, you're the fool.
Yep.
Well, and you can pray to Saint Corona while you're looking for him.
100%.
Someone get Nick Cage on it.
Exactly. Anyway, so they squirreled it away
He
somewhere.
could use some gold.
Yeah, he could right now. Yeah, it's funny. Like, given all of his treasure hunting, you'd think he would have picked up some money to take care of his money issues. Anyway, but that's the short version of why we don't why it's not like hanging around today.
Sure, yeah.
It's either Babylon.
It's not on display at the Smithsonian.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
And then there's also
But also that's where the 10 Commandments are we lost a bunch of shit with it.
Yeah.
there's also the, like, it may not have existed in exactly this form. There's some like archaeological theories that a common thing was like a Bedouin chest, you know, of like these nomadic people where they would keep covenants and like things that were important to them, but it like doesn't totally align. And then there's also which is my favorite, the like Egypt theories where the ark is a very common symbol in Egypt as the bark, or imagine imagine the Ark of the Covenant in your head.
Got it.
Take the angels away.
Yep.
Maybe add an Anubis back. Throw a sarcophagus on top.
Oh.
Put that sucker on a boat.
Oh yeah.
Very common in Egypt as like a funeral boat to take you to the afterlife.
Also, there are arcs like that all throughout, like just in like the Pharaoh's temples and stuff like that.
So one was found in the tomb of Tutankhamun, and like I'm going to show you guys. Look up Tutankhamun for our listeners at home.
Oh,
There you go.
fuck.
Like the dimensions are almost exactly the same. So, you know, they just came from Egypt.
Right. This could just have been a design thing.
This could be another one of those things where they're like having to invent their religion and invent all the rules. And so they just borrowed this like important symbol
that they just
from
came
the
from.
afterlife.
Right.
And, you know, so maybe they made their own.
Maybe they didn't.
Maybe they didn't.
Also, I got to think about this. Like, there's literally only one person who actually sees it in the entire. So, like, once the high priest like is training the next one, he's like, by the way, the ark doesn't exist. We go in here. This is what
But the people would know who you're supposed to carry it.
It's a box but the poles are super fancy, but then they drape linen
Yeah.
over like over like a crate.
Yeah, it's literally just it's a PVC pipe like cube. That's it. The guy's like, oh, this is so heavy. Yeah. Oh, it's so heavy. No, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what we were talking about. It was in one of the Catholic corners, I think, where like every church claims to have
like a relic or like a portion of
no.
of
It
the
was
thing.
cross
it was
or-
the head of John the Baptist.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
How there's like a bunch of churches that claim that like it's buried there, or they have it, or they have a tooth or
We
something.
have the real head.
There's a lot of that with the Ark too, like from like
Sure.
That's
you know
such
Egypt
bullshit.
to Ethiopia to other places.
Places
Europe.
They claim to have like pieces or like the thing.
It was there and
And now it's gone.
it's gone. A
You
lot
can
of
see
that.
the imprint on the floor where it was.
There's like a blood stain in a spot where like the
Bloodstains
priest
on a
did
carpet.
something, or
I don't know why, but Bloodstain like always goes like to Smooth Criminal.
I am very sorry.
knowing Adam, it's the Alien Ant Farm version too.
I
It was.
100%. Of course. There was not a doubt in my mind.
Like I was gonna try to play it off cool. It's like no, it really was. It was the Alien Empire version. I mean, it came out in a pretty like. I was a junior in high school, I think.
No, that came out pre 2000, didn't it?
Yeah, which is when I was in high school.
Oh yeah. Oh my.
I'm old. I mean, it's
So there are also
not the years; it's the mileage, though, right?
But it's that sort of like, is it here? Is it there? Is it there? Which is the whole reason that it's like a fun, like treasure hunty thing.
and there are definitely like groups of people who devote their lives to finding this, right?
I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Between that and Noah's Ark, like there's Ark hunters.
I'm also
Yeah.
99% sure that like most people who go into archaeology like go in it because of Indiana Jones and are very disappointed with the way it turns out.
yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a big surge in like paleontology after Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are that the Ark is in the Ark?
Slim.
Slim, considering the imaginary chronology of this book.
Sure, yeah.
But fun. Fun. It is in the name archaeology.
There's that.
Arcs. Just
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it
like a
is-
nesting doll of different.
We're already talking about the tents and tents and tents. So
Yeah.
Yep.
arcs and arcs.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with that. Hey, I mean, if the priests knew where the ark was, why not put the ark in the ark?
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
Yeah.
that it was by chance. I think it was
No,
like
no.
a fun joke.
Right.
Oh, they hit
Yeah.
the first one so well that they just used the same hiding spot.
Yeah,
Sure.
Great. Love
Yeah.
it.
That's also where the Nazi gold is.
Yeah, it's
and,
all
and the Confederate gold.
it's all in Mount
Just a
Ararat.
submarine in the Ark.
in a submarine.
The submarine would fit in the ark. That sucker was big.
Yeah.
And then the ark would fit in the submarine in the ark.
Right.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's
Love
just
it.
like, again, nesting dolls of treasure.
Is now when we talk about Stargate?
Sure. That makes
And
sense.
we'll be right back. You're like,
No, it's funny. So like like we did with the 666, I was going to try to look up some like pop culture shit. Not a lot has actually been done.
Which is so weird because in my head, it's one of these big pop culture things.
I think it's just
Nick knows
Raiders.
about it.
but that's exactly, that's why I know about it. I can't think of anything else that references it.
I mean, Nick Cage has definitely been in a movie with.
I would have thought, but like,
right.
in all honesty, when I did some Googling, and the only couple things that popped up were this Danish family film called The Lost Treasure of the Knights Templar, which Knights Templar are always tied to the shit. And at the end, the treasure is the Ark of the Covenant, apparently. And then there's the Exodus Decoded.
The treasure's not in ourselves the whole time.
I mean, it probably is that too. Okay. But I don't know.
The
I'll make this up as I go along.
The Exodus Decoded sounds like one of those movies that they would have shown us in church.
Yes.
To prove that the Bible's real.
I mean, that's basically what it is. So
Okay.
the
Look, it's a movie.
So the Exodus Decoded is a documentary made for the History Channel by Simcha Jacovici. I think he's a Israeli Canadian filmmaker, and James Cameron made it with him. And they later did.
So there's submersibles.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume. They later did one about Jesus as well. But this one, they basically try to break down how the Israelites did Exodus.
Okay.
And so it's briefly mentioned that it's kind of offhandedly mentioned that there's a vaguely arc-shaped gold thing in the Mycenae archaeological dig site. But also this whole film has basically been completely debunked by every archaeologist. Any expert has basically said this film is bullshit. So
it's a heavy air quote documentary.
correct. That's honestly basically, I mean, there are tons and tons and tons of single episodes on like the History Channel or like,
Yeah, of course.
like unsolved mysteries, but like the ancient worlds type of thing. But that's about it. They're not, it's not really, I honestly think that if we didn't have Raiders, people would generally have kind of forgotten about this outside the Christian church.
I was just going to make a joke with the James Cameron thing that the Ark of the Covenant was on the Titanic, which is why James Cameron is interested. But as soon as I formed that joke in my mind, I'm like, I think I've read a shitty pulpy book where that was actually part of the plot, side plot, that the Ark of the Covenant was on the Titanic.
I like the idea that the Ark of the Covenant melted its way through the hull, and that's why it sunk.
But I mean, have you ever read one of those pulpy books where the reason the thing was lost because it was on the Titanic? I feel like that's been used as a bad plot point several times.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, Nick doesn't read these kind of books.
No, no, he reads real literature. Alan and I just it's like Clive Cussler books.
I almost guarantee it was Clive Cussler. Almost guarantee.
I mean, from my book selling days, I have fond memories of shelving new Clive Cussler books of
hasn't he been dead for 30 years?
aqua train on a rail running underwater.
Correct.
Well, yeah, he was a marine biologist or something like that.
No, because Noah was his the best, which is such a great. I love the idea. I love it when people get a pet project and they make it this kind of what's the word, when something's super big and monolithic. It doesn't fucking matter. But Noah doesn't go around the world just solving crime.
Right. Every time there was a new Clive Cussler book that came out, there were two different people who worked at two different places. They had the same job, but I immediately took it as oh, this is the archetype human who comes and buys Clive Cussler books. And it was two different guys who owned We Buy Gold stores.
Oh, fuck. No, that 100% tracks.
Yep.
Or it's my parents who read Clive Cussler and Janet Ivanovich, and
I often think of those as
the same
accidents, though. You read a Clive Cussler book on accident because it's the only thing that's left in your room on a whatever.
For me,
it's sort of, but they're
all
like
airport purchases.
Exactly, they're formulaic. You kind of know what's going to happen.
Sure.
It's you're not watching it to enrich your life.
Unintentional, I guess, is what I'm saying. You don't. Nobody seeks them out.
Oh, with
unless they own.
Janet Ivanovich, you got to finish that alphabet though.
That's true.
Yes.
But the Clive Cussler, the ones that I have read have purely been I'm looking for something pulp because I'm going on vacation. I'm literally at an airport.
Yeah.
Or I remember reading them like stuck at a cousin's house or something.
Oh, okay.
You know, just like, well, guess I'm going to read this book.
I will say the Sahara movie with Matthew McConaughey and Steve Zahn. That's some like good bad shit right there.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, like that was one of the best lines of any movie. It's like, I don't know where the hell we're going, but we're making incredible time. When they're literally,
That is a good line.
they're driving a sailboat across the desert and like they're just going insanely fast and like, where the hell are we going? I don't know, but we're making incredible time. Also,
Who screams that? Steve Zahn or Matthew McConaughey?
Steve Zahn says, where the hell are we going?
Okay.
And Matthew McConaughey is I don't know, but we're making, or maybe it's the other way around.
Does he have a shirt on?
No, like that movie was entirely made for Matthew McConaughey to be shirtless.
That's what you do.
Yeah,
The whole color tonality of that movie is like is tan.
Based off of his chest.
It's all tan and blonde hair.
it's you're not kidding.
Yeah. For some reason, that movie is a little sweaty.
Because
shiny.
every human is like looks like us right now because it's so fucking hot in this room right now. But it's like they're like glycerined, like they just like shit like this like spat glycerin all over these people. Everybody has a sheen.
Yeah.
They look good though.
They do.
Well, we didn't find many references to the Ark of the Covenant.
But we referenced a lot of other bad
But we
movies.
did exactly. We did manage to reference a lot of other things.
Here's the thing. The problem with the Ark of the Covenant in general, because it's tied to raiders, like it's tied inherently to just treasure hunting and like the we buy gold people. Like
Sure, and also because of like the like that's kind of a pinnacle pop culture reference. Like
Yeah.
why? I mean, I'm glad that there's not a but because why fuck with that?
right, which it's kind of surprising because most things like that we fuck with, like we just kill it.
Right.
And I mean, like, granted, like the whole Raiders is like, it's a MacGuffin to the whole fucking thing. Like, it's not the point of the movie, which is kind of the whole point of Indiana Jones and treasure hunting movies in general, which don't really make anymore, which bums me the fuck out.
Can you imagine though if they did find it and put it in a museum? Like if Indy found it and put it in a museum, like he would.
Right.
I mean, like
Belongs in a museum.
I'd go see it. That'd be rad.
Does that count as one of your prepared?
It did not, because
okay,
that's
great.
technically from another movie. I mean, I've gone to the Smithsonian to see the jacket that he wore in Raiders. So yes, I would definitely go see the actual like Ark.
Yeah.
If it was, I mean, I've seen Tutankhamun for that matter, like in one of the tours.
That's true.
Through Seattle. That was cool.
You've probably seen the Ark of the Covenant.
That'd be awesome if I had.
Real quick, did you want to mention something about the prop?
Oh, right. I forgot about this. Thank you, Nick. This is probably more exciting to me than the actual Ark if it had gone on tour. In 2020, Antiques Roadshow actually did featured a non-on-screen prop of the Ark of the Covenant made for Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was one of the backups that didn't end up ever making any screen time. Weirdly, I couldn't find what they priced it as, but I'm kind of bummed because I guess I could have had it.
It's interesting.
I could
Oh,
have
the
purchased
angels
it.
are super different.
On this Antiques Roadshow one.
Yeah.
Oh,
the person knew what
variant.
The person knew what it was, right? It wasn't just a person that was like, "Now I found this in my."
That would be amazing.
It's teeny tiny.
Holy
little angels.
shit!
Oh, that's not.
There's not enough room for anyone's ass on that.
That's
No.
Oh, so it was like a variant, like that they made. It's like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? And Spielberg's like, no,
Bigger angels.
put them further back and have their wings go like that.
I don't know that these are good impressions.
These are
of Steven
incredible impressions of Steven Spielberg. He always speaks like this. Swear to Spielberg.
Do we have anything else to talk about?
2.5. Okay, hold on. I just looked up a screenshot of the Ark from Raiders, and now I'm like looking to see if the dimensions are correct. 2.5, a cubit and a half. Yeah, you know what? It's smaller than I would have said, but they actually did it pretty right on Raiders.
Yeah. Although there is no seat.
Also, no room for a butt.
Oh, the wings are touching.
Wings are touching,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's room for a floaty orb though.
Sure.
Yes.
Tiny one.
Also, though, just two people lifting it in that image, which not possible if that shit was full of tablets.
Full of stone. Yeah, rocks.
I mean, it's only one rock. I mean, it's not like,
Hold on. How did
well, it's two, I guess. Well, no, are the tablets connected?
I don't know.
They're two separate.
Separate.
Okay.
If we are to say that this is the correct size as specified by the Bible,
Okay.
how is there a staff in here?
It's a short staff.
Okay.
It's a collapsible staff, like those ones that like.
Oh, cool.
Like the magic.
So it's like a baton.
Yeah.
No. Like one of those. Have you seen those ones like the stupid magic ones that they start out like they look like a roll of quarters and then they like in slow mo they turn their iPhone into slow motion mode and they let go and it goes and it's like 6 feet long. It's
Okay. Sure. Maybe they just like they're like, oh shit, we got to fit it in this box, and someone just like snapped it in half.
Stuck the whole thing. Fits now, bitch.
No one's gonna see it. Just put it in there with the rocks.
I love it. You know that there's like a couple of like, candy wrappers and stuff in there too.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He doesn't have pockets. Like, shit. Oh, well.
This robe doesn't have pockets.
It's like a random wrapper.
Lovely. So do I know all that I need to know going forward to finish off the Samuel
I would say
story?
You know too much.
Great. Lovely. And I have to be killed.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, surprisingly, when talking about the ark, it's pretty easy to be killed in this, which we'll cover in the next episode. Well, I mean, we can talk about it. If you touch it, you die.
Oh, well, that's not surprising to me.
No, there you go.
Yeah. Well, we will finish off our Samuel story next week, which we started 4 weeks ago or something.
So, yeah.
Should we wrap this up?
Let's do that. Hey, thank you so much for listening. You can follow us at KJVPod on both Twitter and Instagram to keep up with what's going on in our lives. This week, since I got to talk about my favorite movie featuring a biblical lore or artifact or whatever, I want to hear about yours. So record a voice memo telling
The fourth Austin Powers movie.
yes, voice member.
Voice member.
Record a voice memo.
Record a voice memo.
God damn it. Record a voice memo telling us about a book or a movie that features a biblical relic, artifact, lore, or some sort of thing like that you found fun and really loved. Send that voice memo to dearjesus@kingjamesvirgin.com. And who knows, maybe we'll end up on the podcast. Thanks to Mascaras and Resurrection Records for the use of our theme song, Kixari off the album El Moran. And this week's Resurrection Records artist is Wyatt Blair. You can find links to that song, to our theme song, to, our fucking stickers that you guys haven't been purchasing. That's kind of some bad energy.
Alan loves the bad energy.
Our stickers, all sorts of things on our website, kingjamesvirgin.com.
That'll do it for us this week. Until next week, let's crack open the Ark of the Covenant and see what's inside. Oh, wait a minute. What is this? Oh, it looks like a script. It has a few lines on it. Adam, can you make this out? Can you? I can barely read this.
God.
Adam, check this out.
Oh, okay, let me see.
What does it read?
Do we need the monkey? I'm surprised at you talking that way about our baby. He's got your looks too. And your brains. Yes, she does. She's very smart.
What's happening right now?
Bye.
I don't actually know what's happening.
Sonic Bazaar.